What's happening, everybody? Justin, Bridgewater's Finest on YouTube, Blockbuster_guy on Twitter, and it is time to predict the 2013 NHL Stanley Cup Finals. In the Eastern Conference, the number 4 ranked Boston Bruins defeated the number 1 ranked Pittsburgh Penguins in a 4-game sweep to move on to the Stanley Cup Finals, and they're going to be taking on the Western Conference champions, the President's Trophy winning number 1 ranked Chicago Blackhawks. I think this is going to be a phenomenal series. You guys have listened to me for 3 rounds go through and give you statistics and do the naturalized head-to-head, which I do think is actually an effective method for trying to predict these games. Talk about home and away advantages and goals scored and X factors and everything like that. Well, out the window. You guys come on here because you want to know who I think's going to win. It's not that I don't like statistics. I love me some statistics. And statistics can very accurately depict who's going to win what game. But quite frankly, when it's the Stanley Cup Finals, sometimes you just got to go on gut. And that's what I'm going to do in this video. I'm going to give you my gut feeling about how this series is going to go and who's going to win it. In what I think is going to be a defensive, tightly contested, hard-checking, gritty, chippy, it's going to get a little dirty, but a very skillful series where you've got probably the 2 hottest goaltenders on the planet right now in Tuukka Rask for Boston and Corey Crawford for Chicago. You've got all-star defensemen on both sides, Duncan Keith and Zdeno Chara. You've got high-octane, high-scoring, deep lines up front. You got 2 very similar styles. You got 2 excellent coaches. It comes down to the littlest, tiniest things. And again, a very skillful and very tightly contested 6-game series that the President's Trophy winning Chicago Blackhawks will be your 2013 Stanley Cup champions. I think Chicago comes out in games 1 and 2 and wins both of those games in Chicago. They go back to Boston for games 3 and 4, which I think they split. I think Boston wins game 3. I think Chicago wins game 4. Probably a 1-goal game, maybe even in overtime. Game 5, back in Chicago, I think Boston stays alive. The cardiac kids, those cardiac Bruins, stay alive with probably an overtime win in Chicago in game 5. They go back to Boston for game 6. Chicago is just as dangerous on the road as they are at home. And I think Chicago takes it. They win the Stanley Cup on Boston's home ice. Heartbreaking for Boston fans, but I know they're going to take so much pride in what this team has accomplished. So that's it. Chicago Blackhawks, I am predicting, will be your 2013 NHL Stanley Cup champions in a 6-game series, a Game 6 victory over Boston in Boston. I think that takes it. The reason that I say that is that I think both of these offenses are going to find a way to get to these goaltenders. They're not going to be lighting them up by any means, but they're going to find a way to get to them. And between the 2 of them, it's not that I think Crawford is a better goaltender than Rask, but I think when you get to Tuukka Rask, I think you can frustrate him. I think mentally he will give up on a few plays, and Chicago is going to be able to take advantage of that. I just think when you pop a couple past him, his confidence kind of starts to dip a little bit, and I don't see that in these playoffs from Corey Crawford. So if you're looking for one reason why I'm basing my prediction around that, if you want to boil it down to one reason, I think that ends up being it. In that case, I think your Conn Smythe winner is Corey Crawford. So take that for what it is. I think the Blackhawks win the Cup in 6 games. I think Corey Crawford wins the Conn Smythe. That's it for me. Justin, Bridgewater's Finest on YouTube, Blockbuster_guy on Twitter. I'm 8-6. I'm hoping to be 9-6. Want to hear your predictions in the comments section below. We'll hit you with the reaction video at the end of the finals. See you then.